Hi, Paula here, and I'm going to share with you how I created the background for my card for this week, a clean and simple but with color card. Okay, so here's our little digi stamp vroom vroom, and whenever I make my digi stamps, I never go past 4 inches. I just find 4 inches is a bit much, so even just a little bit below 4 works for me. So here is what I did. I did not draw the little playground set. What I had done is gone to Silhouette America store and I purchased a cut. It's called At the Playground, and it comes with the words and the playground set plus the grass. So it works perfectly for what I had in mind because I had pictured him playing in the playground. So what I'm going to do is I'm just sizing it right now because the playground's going to be in the distance, so it needs to be smaller than him. And it also is going to be behind him, so I'm just going to send it to the back. I right-clicked, and then I'm just going to position him here to where I think I like him because I really want to see the swing set, and then I don't like the slide and everything like that or the wording. I don't want any of that. And I'm sure that in Silhouette America they would have had just the swing set, but I wanted to buy this complete set. And so here is what I did in order to get just the swing set. So I started by, I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to grab my knife tool, and I'm just going to hold down my shift key, and then I'm going to click, and by doing this it's going to cut straight across, whereas if you didn't hold the shift key it would just be wonky. So the shift is just going to hold it nice and straight, and then I'm going to release, and make sure you cut outside because if you cut in here then it's not going to cut where you need it to cut. Hope that made sense. So now you see I can pull it away, and then I can just delete that, and all I'm left with is just the playground and the some of the grass. And so I'm not going to use the slide there, so I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'm just going to start right here and just go. I didn't even have to go that high actually, I just needed to cut that tiny little line. So I'm going to grab that and then delete it, and so all I am left with is just my little playground. Okay, and like I said, I want him to be bigger than the swing set. So I'm just going to make it just a little bit bigger, and he's even too big still for my liking. So I'm just going to make him even smaller and then bring that down. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm also keeping in mind how big my card is going to be, and I'm thinking of going with a 4x6. So I'm just going to go here to my scale, and I'm going to uncheck lock aspect and go 6 by 4 and hit apply. And so now I have the card base, what it's going to be the size, and then I can scale it properly. And then of course he's going to be on white Copic paper, and then I'm going to die cut him in my big shots. So I need to kind of eyeball my die, and I'm only probably going to have less than 1/4 inch of a border here. So I think right there that is a good size, and I'm happy with that. Now what you want to do is zoom in. We're going to work with the little swing set here. Now I've been asked if I freehand that slide, and obviously I didn't. And so here's a cute or a fast, cute way how to get little drawings, and it also looks like no line coloring. So you're going to hit on your playground, and then you're going to want to go to your line style window right here. And actually, before we do that, I'm just going to change the color of the lines. So go to your line color, select black, and then go right beside and select, go to your line style window, and you're going to go right here where it says line thickness, and you want it, you're just going to play with it to see where you want it. The important thing is that it has to be more than 0, otherwise it won't print. So then you're just going to say, and then also very important is to go down here and check print lines of selected shapes. And like I said, we're going for it's in the background, so I want it to be not competing with my little guy, and very soft. And I don't want the line work really to show, so like for no line coloring. So because it's a cut, it's an object, I'm going to go back here to my paint, the fill color window. I'm going to click on the advanced options, and then I'm going to use my transparency right here. And I just mucked that up, and you know why? Because there is no fill on that. We're working with lines. Duh. Okay, so same deal. Just go to your line color window and go to transparency, and then just reduce the opacity. So that way you only want it visible just a little bit so you can see the outline and where you're coloring. So I'm going to leave it right there. And see, so you can just kind of barely see it, and that's perfect because then I can fill it in and you won't see the lines. And I'm going to even change the black to a gray color and just bump up the transparency just a little bit. There we go. Oh, that's bad luck, isn't it? 666. Okay, let's go 667. There. Okay, so that is how I did the playground set. And then of course I freehand all the grass, but it was great to have the grass there in the background. And when you are cutting, this is not a print and cut. This is just going to be a straight print. So you are not going to need any registration marks, because I'm going to then take a die cut and cut around him. However, if you're going to use registration marks and use your own die cut, so let's create our die cut first. So I know that I'm going to group these two together. Group, there we go. And then I'm going to bring this in. And I'm just going to do an internal offset. And oops, going the wrong way. Boy, it moves like a turtle. But I want it to be nice and centered so I can show you. Okay. So my edging is probably a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. So I'm going to remove my card base off here, off the mat, and I'm also going to remove this right here, the blog name. There we go. And I'm going to go to my cut settings. Now this is also very important, especially if you're going to be using registration marks and doing a print and cut. You need to make sure that in your swing set, I'm going to ungroup this, you need to make sure that your swing set is set to no cut. Then the machine will ignore it and your printer will print it. But we're going to leave this rectangle right here as a cut because that's our paper for our little guy. All right, so registration marks. Our registration marks are right up here. And there we go. So I'm going to set mine to this one right here, and you don't want your anything on the grid right here. You want to have everything off the grid. And actually some people's machines are so finicky that if you have it even a little bit close, your machine will behave bad on you. So try to give it some distance And that is how you would set your registration marks, and that is how it should look. And then of course you would feed it, you would print it and then feed it to your Cameo, and your Cameo will only cut that rectangle, and you'll have that picture and the swing set, and then you can color it and have a finished card. Okay, well, I hope you found the tutorial easy. If not, give me a holler and I can try to help you as best I can.